Commander Nile, does your proposal remain the same? Yes, the man known as Nile answered. Dissection on the Metal Titan would prove beneficial for humanity. He is able to transform his body part, and it may help with the advancement of our weaponry. Commander Smith, does your proposal remain the same? The judge asked Irwin. Yes, exactly, Irwin answered. We plan to take him to the outer wall and use him to help seal the breach in Wall Maria. That is all. Optimus kept a blank expression, but he knew the man wasn't done. He knew Irwin was waiting for the right moment to say his other proposals depending on what happened right now. Do you have any issues with that? The judge, known as Zackley, asked. None, Your Honor, Optimus answered. I'm glad you're being cooperative, Zackley said. Now, as I've said before, you were first seen in the Battle of Drost. It has never been recorded that a kind of Titan like you has ever appeared in humanity's history. Would you care to explain who you are? My name is Optimus Prime. I am an autonomous robotic organism from the plant Cybertron. To make things simpler, I am a sentient being from another world, Optimus explained. That immediately caused whispers to go out through the courtroom. Optimus could hear words of surprise and disbelief. Another world? Rand questioned in shock. How is that even possible? Armin asked. Levi looked over to see even Irwin in shock. Allah owes me big, Hanji smirked to herself. Optimus mentally smacked himself in the head. Gaining the humans' trust probably flew straight out of the water for him. But he had to tell them the truth. He had no reason to lie, and he also knew little about this world. Are you telling me that there is life outside of this world? Zackley asked. Yes, Your Honor, Optimus answered. Zackley, Nile began, how do we know if he's telling the truth? He was reported to be a metal titan, but he is standing before us as a human. My actual form is outside the building, Optimus explained. This is merely a holographic form, or a fake imagery if you will. The only reason I am using this form because I do not wish to cause chaos. Can you show us? Zackley asked. Optimus held out his arm before it began to shift. Everyone looked in shock and horror as the arm changed into a metallic arm. I knew it, Armin thought. So cool, Hanji whispered. He's a demon. A man with black robes and a golden necklace accused, he's a demon who has tricked the divine wall. Just like that monster. Optimus just gave the man a blank expression as his arm changed back. Judging by his attire, the man was probably part of a religion. But Optimus remembered people that were very connected to their religion. He was pretty sure Maiko had a name for them. Oh yeah, religious freak. Pastor Nick, Zackley said before turning back to Optimus, so your race is more advanced than our own? Yes, Optimus answered, my race has the ability to transform, create, and so on. We have even been able to travel beyond our world. But why are you here in our world? Zackley asked, if you already have a world of your own? In all honesty, Your Honor, I did not mean to come here. I had no idea that a world like this existed, Optimus explained. Optimus was technically telling the truth. He's seen a world full of humans, yes, but he's never heard of this kind of Earth where the odds were definitely not in the humans' favor. How do we know that you will not attack us? Nile asked, or bring more of your race to our world? I do not know where this planet is located, and I cannot contact my comrades. I also have no quarrel, malice, or reason to attack your kind. Optimus answered, however, if my presence is unwelcome, or if I am handed over to the military police, I shall simply leave the wall in peace, and you will never have to see me again. And why would you say something like that? Zachary asked. The military police want me dead out of their own fear, Optimus explained. If I am handed over to the Survey Corps, I will aid them since their purpose is to fight for humanity. Either way, my purpose of fighting for humanity will not change. Why should we put our trust in you? Pastor Nick demanded. You have already defiled our walls, our gods. What makes you so worthy of? Your walls are not gods. Optimus calmly retorted. What? Pastor Nick demanded. Levi quirked an eyebrow in curiosity. A god is a being more power than a human or even myself, Optimus explained. A god is a living being who's supposed to be compassionate, kind, and loving his creation. What have your walls, your gods, done for you besides keep a barrier between you and those creatures you call titans? Also, when I first arrived here, I saw a breach in your wall caused by the so-called colossal and armored titan. And I'm going to make a guess that this has probably happened before. Your walls are not invincible. Neither are they gods. It is simply a fortress created by your kind. So tell me, Pastor Nick, do you really think your walls are gods? Pastor Nick gritted his teeth as he glared at Optimus. The guts with this guy, Rico muttered. Optimus still looked at Pastor Nick. He knew very well what a god was. He was practically chosen by the god of his world to carry the Matrix. He even fought the god of destruction and chaos. And the humans created these walls, so why would they consider them gods? He was going to have to find a way to look into this if he ever got the chance. Zachary raised an eyebrow as he saw a symbol on Optimus' sleeve. What does the symbol on your sleeve represent? Zachary asked. Optimus looked to see the Autobot symbol on his sleeve. It is the symbol of my faction during the war for my home world. Mutters began to go across the room once again. He's a soldier? My cousin asked herself. It makes sense, Armin told her, remembering how Optimus killed the Titans when they first met. You are a soldier? Zachary asked. Yes, Your Honor, Optimus answered, I was the leader of a group called the Autobots. Is Armin Arlard here? Zachary asked. Yes, that's me, Armin answered. You were the first soldier to see Optimus during Trust, Zachary began. Did he ever show odd behavior? No, Armin answered. Optimus is very intelligent. He managed to stop Ren from hurting my casa. Also, his fighting skills are far more stronger than any elite soldier I've seen. He's even saved me from getting eaten twice. Is that so? Zachary asked before looking back at Optimus. Would you care to show us your fighting skills then? I have no problem with that, Optimus answered. Wait, Niall began, do you really think it's safe to let him do this? I don't see an issue with this, Levi spoke. It was reported that he killed over 100 Titans, and possibly more. I want to see him in action. 100? Ren thought. Niall, send 3 soldiers to fight him, Zachary instructed. Niall was hesitant, but had to agree. 3 soldiers from the military police walked towards Optimus and surrounded him while aiming their rifles. Optimus just narrowed his eyes as he began to analyze them. There were 2 in front of him and 1 behind him. They all had eyes full of fear. Their stances were poor. He could even tell that one of the soldiers' legs were shaking. They didn't even notice the slightest scuffle of his foot or the movement of his hands. They were all fueled by their own fear. They were all a bark and no bite, but if he showed all of his fighting skill it may cause more fear than necessary. He made a decision, he had to disarm them and knock them off of their feet. What's he doing? Rico asked. He's just standing there. He's analyzing them, Armin realized. He's trying to find out who to attack first. The world seemed to go in slow motion as Optimus began to move. Armin widened his eyes as Optimus kicked the rifle out of the hands of the soldier behind him. One of the soldiers in the front were prepared to fire. But Optimus ducked and kicked the soldier off of his feet. Optimus grabbed the rifle out of the soldier's hands before he hit the ground. Optimus then used the hilt of the rifle to knock the weapon from the last soldier. He caught the rifle before aiming both of them at the two soldiers that were still standing. The whole courtroom was stunned at the sight before them. "Whoa," Hanji breathed. Ren looked in pure horror. This Titan had more power and more skill than he ever did. He was probably even more skilled than any. Optimus wasn't even trying, Armin spoke, causing Mikasa to look at him in confusion. "I could tell," Armin began, "Optimus was holding back by a lot. Also, if Optimus really was trying or not, he could have killed Ren without any problem whatsoever." However, the next action confused everyone. Optimus just lowered his arms before handing the rifles back to the two soldiers. Optimus then walked over to the soldier on the ground and held out his hand towards him. The man reached his shaking hand out after what seemed to be an eternity. Optimus took his hand and pulled him up to his feet. He then picked up the rifle that was on the ground and gave it to the soldier. "Like I have said before, I have no reason to attack your kind," Optimus stated. "However, if the human race is being threatened, I will not hesitate to pull the trigger." "Sir, I have a proposal," Erwin said as he raised his hand. Since Optimus' origins or capabilities are rather a mystery and that he is also willing to cooperate, he may be willing to tell us about himself and his race. "Are you willing to do that, Optimus?" Exactly asked. "I have no problem with sharing any information about my race," Optimus answered, "and depending on the resources here, I may be able to help you create new weapons to fight the Titans without dissecting my body, if you are even capable of doing so." Also, Erwin continued, "It was mentioned before that Optimus was able to restrain Ren in his Titan form. If Ren was to lose control, Optimus may be able to stop Ren rampaging without killing him." Ren immediately stiffened at that. That Titan was going to watch him? Were they crazy? "Before I make my decision, why do you want to help the human race so badly?" Zackley asked. There was silence before Optimus spoke up. "Freedom is the right for all sentient beings." Everyone widened their eyes in shock. "I will help the humans win their war against the Titans, even if it shall cost me my life. This I vow," Optimus said as he did their salute, "with all my spark." Zackley was silent for a moment. "I've made my decision."